Okay, so the talk will be about the new vertical rental. So it will be about rental services in the Odoo Community Edition. Our speakers will talk about the new repository that was created for rental services. And the new repository is based on the module sale rental, and additional modules have already been developed. So those new modules will be introduced, and Maria and Ben also would like to discuss them with you to improve them. Maria Sparenberg, I guess.
Yes.
She's the head of the project management at Elego Software in Berlin, and she's been there the head since 2017. She has already implemented Odoo projects in various industries and started contributing to the OCA by providing German translations. And then we have Ben Brich, who has been working with Odoo since 2014. His background is mostly in logistics and nonprofit processes, and he has already implemented Odoo at companies who offer rental services. So then I would ask you to start, and I'm excited to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, thanks everyone for joining in. It's me starting to talk, but anyways, it would have been more polite to give the first words to Maria, and I will do this now right away.
Yeah, I guess you can just start then. It's very nice of you, but yeah, just start.
You're fine. Okay.
Yes.
So our two organizations have been working on the rental topic for a couple of years now. I think it started 3 or 4 years ago, back in the past, with different implementations for different customers, and we teamed up on the development of further functionality in this service industry. After some decent amount of work been done on the topic and quite some communication in the community channels, we now managed to get a vertical for rental services explicitly, and we have already published the first bunch of modules for this new vertical as a basis, and this talk today is to get some insights in the modules, some demo, and as well a little bit about the history behind it. First, I pinned the introduction of the talk. More or less, everyone should have read it already if he's interested. I guess that many people who are already working somehow related to rental services will listen to this talk, because I'm aware that there's a lot of traction around this topic in the community. I've had conversations to many people, at least 6 or 7, who are working on projects somewhere and have implemented or are users of sale rental. So if this is a little bit too high level, we could go into details about the basic functionality, which has been around for years already, for outspoken sale rental from Alexis Delattre. Thanks at this point for this great work. We've had some talks about it in the past already. And now the actual start. As I just said, it's sale rental we went on with because it's a widely used and well-developed module. We didn't want to start things from scratch because, as we all know, we always should try to work on the things we already have in the community and in the Odoo biosphere. A quick overview for those who not know the module in detail already. It builds mainly on a basis of stock and sales module. It implements rental service products related to the physical storable products in order to track the inventory using the stock module. There is a new rental order object to display the rents themselves in process, and it's mainly dealing with rental in sales module when I remember Alex is right, it has been developed for a customer as kind of a side business, and so mainly for a company that's not having rental in the core focus, and that's the status quo we built on for our new features. The shortcomings we found is that it's a mainly generic solution, fulfilling the basic requirements having for rentals, but there are a lot of different industries in the rental service area that have very specific needs for the software. So we found some additional features way beyond the base functionality that needed to be implemented to fulfill the needs of those different industries. It basically implements the functionality to price rentals on a daily basis on sale order, which is a deviation from Odoo Core for sure, but only focused on the day and not on month or hours, intervals. There are different ways to price rental services we found in our implementations, and we have already implemented those we became aware of. There is a limited availability check for products, and it's completely integrated in sales, where our implementations are and the organizations were done for are mainly focusing on rental as the core service of their company. So specific menu structures were desired for working with rentals in Odoo. The projects where we developed the code for and implemented the features are in heavy machinery rentals, mainly in the construction area, with respective services like maintenance and so on and so forth. Then a custom and stage equipment rental, and camping solutions for events, which is very service intense, and a lot of things is happening around the actual rental of things. The major requirements we had were rental specific menu structure, different pricing models, the rental timeline, one product philosophy for the end user experience. To get a little bit in detail, a rental is in sale rental done by a stockable product and a related rental service, which is, from my point of view, the best way to implement. But we wanted to get the end user to not having to understand the concept behind it, and only to work with one product, and not having the customizable options, at least in the first place when working with products. So it's all store product centric, and the services arrange around it without the end user necessarily getting in touch with those additional service products. And an online reservation and booking for the rentable products. The first set of modules we published, because they are the, let's say, most stable ones, is the rental base module. There is the most generic parts in it. People should know base modules. We need to fine tune a little bit, because to get things separated in a better way in the future. But it's for the base functionality. There's an individual rental availability check module that works on sale orders and checks the availability and gives the user options to see concurring orders, for example. Then there's rental price list, which is mainly the pricing functionality for hours, days, and month. And rental price list interval, which is implementing a different pricing strategy, where not a rental amount is multiplied by amount of days, hours, or month, but where intervals of days are built and priced with one price per item, which is creates a different need for computation of prices in sale orders and a different way of implementation. It's, we're having this case actually more than one time, but it's can be seen as somehow aside from the standard way of renting items per hour, day, or month. Then there is a rental off day, which gives the possibility to the user to not price certain days, if it's weekends or public holidays where, for example, machinery is not able to work, and customers demand, for example, not paying the rent. And there is rental product pack, which is a derivation of the product pack module from OCA, and implements rental functionalities for created product packs. So, not to get too much into talking, we will start a short demo. It's not all of the modules where the interval pricing is not yet installed. If somebody's interested in it, we could install it afterwards and talk about it. I will focus now on things that are different or additional to sale rental. If people are interested in the details about the module we used as the basis, there's a great YouTube video out there where Alexis is explaining the whole functionality. So I will not go too much into details about the general concepts, because I hope people are most aware of if they're interested in this talk. But as I said, in the aftermath, there's the time to talk about this as well, because we designed the talk not to have too much of presentation and more time for asking questions and getting into a discussion. So at first, the new menu structure we implemented, where you can find your rental quotations and your rental orders, which are now separate from sale orders. It's still possible to sell on rental orders and to rent on sale orders, but here's a little bit of pre-configuration done for the user. So when it's purely rental, they do not need to do as much configuration on the orders themselves. There is deliveries where with which the rentals interact. Some invoices that's not mainly based on rental. It just was like displaying the main areas used for in rental companies within one menu structure. Most interesting, the products. I will just start with an example I have already created. And here is a new checkbox. It's actually not new. It's from the core. So we reused it in our, or we just started using it in our module, which is influencing if it's if the specific rental configuration can be applied. There needs to be the stockable product in the first place, and then there is the rental services additionally, where you can define on monthly, daily, hourly basis the prices, and as well some minimum quantities and applying prices for them. In fact, when the checkbox here is getting clicked, there is the rental service product being created automatically in the background. For more advanced or like super users, there is for sure in the developer mode the option to see the related and created rental service product for this product, and the way to change things here if it has become necessary due to some misconfiguration, for example. For the creation of these products, because there's some automatism behind it, the user has the possibility to define on a company level the prefixes and suffixes for product names and product codes. Because there's some there might be some needs for unity to be applied. So this module can this configuration can handle that the auto creation of the product is not leading to errors because of duplicates in sequences if the respective modules are installed. So there is a bit of configuration on company level. So going back to the products, we have some already configured as rental. Here is as well the example of a pack that is using the product pack module as already described. And here we can use the nesting functionality as hopefully known by people. So it's just like to get to lose 3 words on this one. It's actually more or less the concept of bill of materials from MRP, which is applied without MRP here. So you can nest products within other products to build packs that are not displayed to the end customer, but for internal purposes, for example, to know which parts of the inventory to pack together in the stock module. This is mainly it about the additional configuration on rental service level. It works the same way as with normal storable products. And let's get to the quotations and the orders. It's basically the sale order we're using. There is we use as well the sale order type to get some pre-configuration into the sale order here in the rental space. Mainly and most likely well now known, there is the period for the rentals you can define. I will go for 2 weeks in November. And after, you can select your rentable, stockable products. For example, the very big excavator. This is the warning from Sale Rental telling us that there is not enough stock. Here, the amount of days is auto-filled. We could change to month, which is in this case not working properly because it's not a whole month, so we stay on day level. Let me just do this again. Okay, maybe didn't configure the price in the product. It's a little bit different from the standard form view here. You can select the product if it's a rentable product and you're in a rental order. You're already put into or are already in the right configuration. Here the checkbox is checked. You can, as in Sale Rental itself, define if it's a new rental or a rental extension. You're having the start and the end date. It's the time that's being computed. Here is an order rental time, which is having or is being influenced by the off days being defined. Just scroll a little down here. Here you can define off days by, for example, selecting the weekends or additional other days that you want to not price in your day computation. And if you're applying this, the ordered rental time is being reduced by the amount of days that you define here. So I won't do this for now, or maybe we can leave the 4 days. That's fine. So if I now save and close, you can already see there's some change in the line. It's getting red, which means that the availability check, we already have had some pre-alert from sale rental before. Here now the user gets a visual notification that there is a problem on this order line. It's either black when everything's fine and there is enough stock to fulfill the need or the wish of the customer. It's yellow when there is a concurring quotation where no rental services sold already. And maybe I just add the tiny excavator to make this easier to see. Here in yellow, because the concurrent order is in still in quotation state. And by clicking on the smart button, the user can, after adding a customer and saving, the user can instantly check the concurrent order and maybe get into some action, call and ask for delivering 2 days later, or in case that it's another quotation, in this case of a not so maybe important customer, he could decline in case that it's not able to restock, decline the quotation, or maybe change the date as well. And this would then give free the rental service for the respective product in the sale order line. I just jump back to a confirmed order. After the confirmation of the order, if it's working and there is enough stock, same thing happens as in sale rental. There is 2 deliveries, the outgoing and the incoming delivery. What we did additionally at this part is that there is, because just changing dates would lead, is not triggering any checks for the possibility, and there's a lot to change by changing the date here. So we implemented a new button to update times, where you can say, okay, we want to update all items to a different end date, and the rental in has been changed respectively. So, Maria, did I forget anything?
No, I don't think so. Maybe it's time for questions.
All right, I saw that you already answered one question. The question was if you're planning to update the the app to Odoo versions 13, 14, or 15 soon, and you said you're planning to update to 14 in the next months.
So
okay.
I just throw on the Outlook. So there maybe give me some 2 minutes. I forgot the slide. So the next steps, beside publishing some more modules from their current state, is to get into a discussion with the whole community how to go forward with sale rental module. I think there already has been some talking on GitHub. I didn't manage, I just saw it yesterday and didn't manage to respond to it. So it would be great to talk on this one via mailing lists or maybe on a discussion session tomorrow, if there is enough interest in it. But this is definitely something we should talk about, how to get sale rental into the whole vertical, because at the moment it's a little bit aside, because we didn't want to touch it at all. I think we did some little modification, but it's to the absolute most part of the code still the same, and we're depending on it. So this would be an important thing to talk of and to get some roadmap, some others that are working on the rental topic into discussion as well to talk about this. Then additional rental modules we're planning to publish is a rental timeline module, which brings a lot of user experience, and other softwares that are focusing on rental are having this oftentimes as their core element. We have done some work on this one, or a lot of work on this one as well already, using the web timeline from OCA. But there's a bit of work to be done in order to get it real user-friendly and real fast. Then there is rental contract to integrate rentals with contracts and take care of pricing basis in a recurrency mode. There is a rental quality control module, because it's important for the rental items to be controlled more, or at least as much as in other settings, to being able to make sure that damages on the products are billed to the person who caused it. Then there's the rental product instance, which is especially in cases where you're dealing with extremely complex products, a centric way to manage rentals based on the products themselves. And there is website sale rental, integrating the rental functionality into the Odoo web shop, which is actually, all of these modules are done, are used in production, but need some work to being able to being published. Just basic stuff, but we already started with the first bunch of it, and this is to come within the next weeks and months. And finally, then, as the next step, the migration to version 14 and 15. So now we're here.
All right. So there was another question that is already answered, though. Will you publish the other rental modules listed here on version 12? And the answer is, of course. Actually, they are already available in an Allego repository on GitHub, but some refactoring will be done for the OCA.
Yeah.
So we're open now for more questions.
Maybe it's also interesting to know that we already published last year some YouTube videos about our rental vertical solution. I can just post the link in the chat and you can check this out.
Okay, we have a question. How much customers use these modules and what are their rental business? So what do they rent?
So one of our customers is in the machinery and vehicle rental service. And I guess, Ben, you have 2 or 3 more customers, right?
Yeah. Yeah, one is like mainly a stationary rental. So in the machinery industry, it's very specific because things are being moved as well. So there's a lot of more complexity in the matter of stock moves. And in our cases, we're having one implementation where this is the same case. So things are moving between rental orders as well. This is a camping solution for different events where whole tent cities are built, and this is operated as a rental service as well. And the other is a stationary costume and requisites rental, where different theaters, film settings are supplied with a ton of, I think, 5,000 individual items to create a scenery. And yeah, there's another one in the event area, and this is mainly the same as the services for with the tents. So it's 5 in total. 4.
All right. Next question. Maybe you showed this. Does the invoice take into account the move stocks, for example, if someone sends back the rented product earlier?
No, I don't think that it's integrated yet, because in some cases it's a manual check necessary. So I don't think there's some automatic here.
Okay, thanks is the answer. Do we have any more questions? Nice modules.
Thank you. It's like just the two of us here speaking. There was quite some more people involved, and we're more somewhere in between the tech and the functional. So thanks a lot to the real techies who have done a big part of this work, not being here to some reasons today.
If there are no more questions, you said earlier that you might be able to go into more detail, or did I understand that wrong?
Yeah, we could, for example, have a look at the interval pricing. That's something we could do, but
And there's one more question first, though. Selling. Wait a second. Selling in hours like from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. are forbidden if already sold. Is that true?
Depends on how much stock do you have. So if there's not enough stock, it's you get a warning, of course. And if you have, I don't know, another set of product, then you can, of course, rent it out. So it's not actually forbidden, but you will be warned.
it's possible as well to sell the products from the rent directly, but that's functionality of sale rental itself we didn't touch because yeah, it's already here. But maybe I can show this. Maria, is this because I'm in rental? I'm not having the.
Yes, I guess it's only possible from the sale module or the sale app.
Okay, this here is to how to extend a rental, but this is the same rental functionality as it was as well.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe go into sales. Okay, I have to
Yes,
say I
I
haven't.
guess you have to set rental to false because it's not a rental anymore.
Yeah, but I think I haven't tried this functionality because it's not used in my implementations. But
Yeah.
I think we're missing
Yeah, maybe we
button here.
should check that.
Good.
But there was another question. Can you install rental timeline? So we can just show it. I don't know if we have something to configure here, but I guess installing would be fine.
Mhm.
Can you remove the filter? I don't know if you already have a real rental.
It's like I'm having the rental order confirmed.
There should be at least one.
From 11. So it's not pre-configured. I didn't work on this one, but it's not been
Can you
displayed.
go to group by in product, maybe?
Mhm.
No. You're in our demo service, right? Let me check.
Yeah, maybe it's easier when you get the screen because I used a very fresh database, so you can give some impressions on.
Yeah, let me check first the
Mhm.
configuration. Weird. I'm not sure if we need to configure something. Okay, it's dependent on some other modules that we don't present it yet. So it didn't work with the already created orders.
Okay, but can you share at least a glimpse of it? Are you having a timeline where some rentals are displayed?
Yeah,
In the other demo servers?
Yes, we can just switch to another database. You can also do it. Just log out and log into my MS database. So the setup is here a bit different because I installed a lot of other modules, but there should be something in our timeline. Yes, there we go. So on the left side, you see all our products. And in the timeline, you can see the sale order lines for these products and The colors in this case are just blue because, okay, that's a German database. You can, if you remove the filter, Ben, we should also see some, quotation lines. So we can see on product level, all orders in quotations, and if they overlap or, yeah, that's how it looks. You can also, yes, via mouse over, you can see the most important information. And also if you go with the mouse over the product, you can also see some stuff from the product. Okay, in this case, it's German, but I guess you also get it.
It's not coded in German. It's just translated.
It's much better. Thank you. Okay.
Mhm.
I guess you can also open the sale orders or sale order lines if you double click on the order on the bar. Yes.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we didn't want to publish it yet because it depends on some modules that we cannot publish at the moment. And yeah, the performance is also not that well at the moment.
So there needs some reworking to be done.
I guess we have 5 or 10 more minutes. Any other questions?
Well, if nobody else has a question, how far are you into the quality checks, the quality control app? Can you show something there?
Or I guess that's not a good idea. I think.
Okay. All right.
I could do a little intro into the interval pricing. That's something I additionally could do. There's some additional configuration on company level to this one as well. Where you can define global intervals. So you just define the minimum amount of days that is applying. And you say up to 5 days and up to 10 days. This is just to being able to get some pre-configuration in. On product level, it can be defined individually if that's desired. but for those who are not having the need or do not want to price or create different prices for the products themselves, can just work with the pre-configured settings. This leads to a new pricing option here, where you can define the base price for the certain product, a maximum day interval, so that there is not the last range getting into infinity, and you can say, okay, maximum amount of days to rent the item, and then using the button you can compute the prices for the certain intervals. So it's 100, so the interval price itself for 0 to 5 days in total, 80, which is it should be more, as it's done in the most cases here. We would so would be not 180 and not 200, but 180, and another amount or price for more than 10 days. In our case, we would need to set this here maybe to 12. And you're adding the product we just defined. Okay, this is where it's breaking. So we need to define an individual product because there's a small problem in the code where they do not work together perfectly. I just do the configuration. I need to activate price lists.
No, it's already installed.
Yeah?
Yes.
No, it's been a while. There's something not working properly and I'm not immediately getting it. So
It's a renter, right?
yeah,
Maybe it's weird that the rental option is not true. Ah, I see. You don't have any rental services created. You know?
No, it should actually.
No, you didn't set any of it to true.
Yeah, we had some recent changes in the interval pricing, and maybe it's due to this.
See? Okay. So there's another service for that. Okay.
Yeah, this might be because we're on demo service. So yeah, something here is not not properly done. Yeah, sorry for that. I'm not sure about the today's state of development on this one. So, but basically, it's computing the amount of days from the period and multiplying the amount of products added in the line with the price for the respective interval period. So that's the magic behind it. For pricing models which are not on daily or monthly basis, but one price for a range of days.
All right, I think the concept is understood. Thank you very much for the presentation and the extensive demo. Yeah, and I guess I can hand over back to Grammy.
Yeah, so thanks for that, guys. I was just taking a little bit of a break there. I think you guys have obviously got a little bit of work there to do in terms of cleaning up the demo, but I think you've got some time scheduled tomorrow for this module as well for anyone that's interested in the discussion tracks. Is that true?
Yeah. So if there are enough people interested to get some hands-on and to talk about future developments and concepts in the area, we would love to talk about this tomorrow.
All right. Well, that sounds
12:40 when I remember things right from yesterday.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you very much, Ben. Thank you very much, Maria. That was great to see. And look forward to seeing you again tomorrow, potentially.
Okay. Thank you for having us.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to kick you out very shortly. I've got a lot of people to invite in for the board Ask Me Anything. So thank you very much again.
Good. Yeah.
I'm not being rude. See you. Bye.